Hello and welcome to the Retirement Planning Podcast, your trusted source for navigating the path to a secure retirement. Your host and guide on this journey towards financial peace of mind is Darrin McComas. On this show, we'll delve into everything you need to know about retirement planning, from investment strategies and risk management to maximizing your Social Security benefits and crafting a resilient financial plan using the bucket plan financial process. Join me as we bring you insights from top financial experts, share stories of successful retirement journeys, and provide practical tips to help you build and preserve your wealth. Let's embark on this adventure together as we strive towards a future where retirement isn't just a dream, but a well-planned reality.
Hey, welcome back to another episode of the Retirement Planning Podcast. I'm your host, Darrin McComas, and this is Jason Fox.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back.
Yeah, this is episode number 3. We're really talking about the delivery meeting in today's episode. And last episode, we dove into the design meeting. And the whole idea behind the design meeting is to give people a better feel of what to expect as far as our recommendations and how we're going to, it's more of a fact-finding session too, right? Where we're diving into a few things that we really need more information on. We usually start that design meeting off with a review of their top concerns and priorities.
Making sure that whatever it is that we're designing for each customer is going to be specific to their wants and needs.
Absolutely. We don't want to waste our time or their time.
Absolutely.
On things that we think are important but really aren't a top concern or priority to the client. Then we go into a discussion on what we call the pyramid of risk. And I think it's a great educational piece that we deliver in that design meeting where we show clients the different levels of risk and kind of gauge their understanding or their experience with different kinds of investments.
And the idea there being that whether you're looking at the now bucket, the soon bucket, or the later bucket, we want to make sure that we're taking on an appropriate level of risk for those different time horizons.
Absolutely. And then towards the end of that design meeting, we're using the Volatility Tolerance Analysis, which I love because it has a separate set of questions for that soon bucket and a separate set of questions for that later bucket. And it gives us a good idea of exactly how much risk they're comfortable taking on in each of those buckets.
Absolutely.
So once we have all this data from that design meeting, then we'll schedule the next meeting, usually a week or two out. And that's where we, in the background, are going to that engineering phase.
Where we really start to go to work on your specific customized plan.
Absolutely. And it's really all based on the holistic wealth management, the 5 major pillars. Obviously, financial planning is number 1. That's what we're there to do.
Hard to get where you're going if you don't know how to get there, right?
Yep. Got to have a plan for sure. And so we use a program called eMoney. It's a financial planning software. It's one of the top rated software in our industry for creating financial plans. And of course, part of that is the asset management, which we're using that volatility tolerance analysis, the discussion around the pyramid of risk to help figure out, okay, what are our recommendations to invest in the soon bucket and the later bucket.
And that's all going to come down to maybe the age of the client, where they're at in the retirement journey, and like Darrin was saying, how we're going to split that up into the different buckets and looking at your risk tolerance for each of those.
So trying to figure out how much goes in each bucket, and then, okay, now we know a dollar amount that should be allocated to the soon and the later bucket.
Right.
What investment, what portfolio model should we be using, or products should we be using to achieve those goals? And then we overlay the tax management piece right on top of the bucket plan system and look at opportunities that we can minimize the client's taxes.
Absolutely. Not only the different funnels, but also, again, are you 10 years away from retirement? Are you in retirement? Are you just starting to take Social Security? All of those different factors are going to play a big role in what kind of tax management strategies we want to use.
100%. Do Roth conversions make sense? If so, how much? And what are the tax consequences of doing that?
Are you still collecting income, and is that going to bump you into maybe a new tax bracket if we do a Roth conversion, right? Those kinds of questions and details are extremely important.
Yeah, and so we have a great discussion about that. We'll give you our recommendations. If a Roth conversion might make sense, if so, how much, what are we looking at? Usually we spread those conversions out over multiple years and really try to target a certain tax bracket.
Absolutely.
But we're zooming out over the client's lifetime and trying to save them lifetime taxes instead of just one particular year. Right?
Absolutely. Yeah, it's truly a holistic approach, right? And like Darrin said, zooming out, looking at the life tax burden that you're obligated to pay.
Absolutely. And then of course we look for any holes when it comes to protection. It could be insurance as far as homeowners insurance, car insurance. We can analyze those policies, but particular what we're looking at here, are there any long-term care holes where, heaven forbid, if a client has a stroke, a heart attack, or any kind of long-term care event where they can't do, say, 2 or 3 of the 6 daily living activities, they're going to either have to end up in a facility or they're going to have to get some support to come into the house to help out with those daily living activities. And Medicare isn't long-term care insurance. So you're going to have to use your assets to fund things like a facility or to get a nurse to come in and help out around the house. And those can be very expensive. You know, that protection planning, we're looking, are there ways that we can use some of their assets to leverage a long-term care insurance policy to get them that protection?
Because there really are a lot of great options out there that if you're looking ahead and you're planning ahead, you can, protect yourself for pennies on the dollar. And make sure that you're not going to run into a situation where basically all of your assets are drained and you're not able to leave anything to the kids or the grandkids, right?
Yeah. And I think a lot of our clients out there are really worried about a long-term care event. And the statistics say that the odds are in favor that husband and wife, probably one of the two, if not both of them, at some point in their life will have a major medical event. Well, they'll have to have some temporary long-term care. And those can be very expensive retirement changing events. And we want to do whatever we can upfront, be proactive and protect them there. And then legacy planning is one of the last things that we deliver our recommendations on. Some of our clients want to obviously leave a nice nest egg for the kids and grandkids and pass on a legacy to them. Others tell us they want to bounce their last check on the way out the door.
Absolutely.
And the kids will get the house, right? Lucky.
And there's no right or wrong situation there,
Absolutely.
Right? But absolutely, we want to take a look at that and we want to address whatever your priorities are when it comes to that legacy as well.
And for us, a lot of the times that legacy planning doesn't even have to do with leaving kids or grandkids a huge nest egg. It's about protecting their spouse.
That's the most common reason to leave a legacy, right? Is make sure the husband or the wife is taken care of.
Yeah, because you're going to lose a Social Security check.
Yes.
And that's a major source of income for most of our clients. So how do we plan for that and prepare for it?
That source of income and then the tax implications regarding the tax bracket shrink if you're filing as a single filer. And there's a whole laundry list of things that have to be considered in that situation.
Yeah, absolutely. So we always tell clients this is a journey. We're not going to solve all 5 of those major pillars in one sitting. We're going to examine all of them. We're going to give our recommendations, but sometimes it can take multiple months, even multiple years to get those all completely buttoned up and the client's in a better position. We don't want to overwhelm clients when they come in for that delivery meeting with so many recommendations and so much data they can't even really make a decision or even think about
or just wrap their head around everything that's going on, right? We want to make sure that you understand the plan, that you are comfortable with the plan, and then when we move forward, we do that in incremental steps.
Yeah. So in that delivery meeting, we really pull up the financial planning software. We pull up eMoney. We look at the cash flow charts and we look at how much are you going to need that when you do stop working, that paycheck's no longer there. How are we going to fund your retirement? Is it going to be those go years,
right? When they want to go and travel and visit people and kind of check off the bucket list, right?
Yeah, we find a lot of times with our clients, they want to have more fun up front in retirement. We call them the go years. They're traveling, they're fresh into retirement, maybe they're out golfing multiple times a week. The cash flow tends to be higher those first 10 years, say, in retirement than the middle 10 or the last 10. So a lot of our clients want us to front load that first phase of retirement, those go years. So we look at that. When we look at the cash flow, do we need to bridge? Is there an income gap that we have between starting retirement and say when Social Security kicks in? So Social Security optimization is another recommendation where we'll look at different strategies with our clients to determine what is the right timing.
Yeah, the timing and how that's going to affect the overall income, right?
Absolutely. There's a lot of ripple effects to turning on
Yes.
Social Security, and we want to make sure we account for all those. It could affect the tax planning.
Yes.
If you're continuing to work and you turn on Social Security, there are earned income limits. If you turn on Social Security before your full retirement age, we want to look at the pros and cons of every decision, but we help our clients maximize their Social Security. And every time we have this discussion with clients, it's all based on fuzzy math. No one has a crystal ball. We don't know how long our clients are going to live.
We don't know what the stock market's going to do. We don't know what taxes are going to do.
So we're not dealing with absolutes when it comes to Social Security timing. So have great conversations, and we put our heads together and come up with a good strategy for optimizing their Social Security within their customized plan. And I always tell clients the first 10 years of retirement are usually a lot more certain than the last 10 because we don't know how long you're going to live. And
that's the beauty of the system we use, right? It allows us to buy those different time horizons and then take a look at all the different puzzle pieces and make sure that they're fitting together. It's a moving puzzle, a living puzzle, if you will. And so certainly it requires that we are constantly evaluating those puzzle pieces and how they fit together and ensuring that they will continue to fit together 1, 2, 3, 20 years from now.
Absolutely. Yeah. So timing Social Security, obviously very important to most of our clients. And then income planning, right? If there is a gap between retirement and maybe Social Security turning on, or even with Social Security turning on, sometimes the clients still have an income gap. So we look at those different tax funnels, right? We have 3 of them. We have the pre-tax funnel, the post-tax funnel, and the tax advantage funnel. Which funnel should we be pulling income? Maybe it's 1 or 2 of those funnels. Maybe it's all 3 in a blended strategy to minimize their overall taxation, usually is what it comes down to. And we help our clients come up with an income plan based on those 3 different funnels.
And right alongside with that tax optimization is making sure we don't trigger any kind of surprises like a Medicare time bomb or Social Security being overtaxed for one reason or another. All of those things are very important details that we look at.
Absolutely. Don't want to set off any torpedoes that we should have accounted for. So again, we're reviewing everything through the lens of taxation. Every decision we make when it comes from investments to income planning, Social Security, Medicare, those all
reversions, all of it.
All have a tax consequence with them. And then we package this up. We deliver it in a very visual way to our clients so they understand it, but everyone's getting a customized bucket plan. We are very transparent about our fees. We will show them our fee schedule again, and we'll go over if, say, an annuity was part of their plan. We'll talk about the commissions that are made on that, and we want full transparency. We don't want to hide anything from our clients or any surprises.
Absolutely, and of course, any questions we welcome all of those. We definitely want to make sure that before any commitments are made or anything along those lines, that 100% transparency is there and that everyone's comfortable with moving forward.
Yeah, absolutely. Then we deliver what we call the investment planning statement, which is a document we use for compliance purposes, but really it's about showing what the different buckets are going to be, how they're going to be allocated, what they're going to be invested in, so that our clients have a clear understanding of why we chose these certain portfolio models or certain products based off their volatility tolerance analysis and as well as their plan. So we go over that, we have them sign it, we sign it, and then that goes off to Prosperity Capital Advisors, which is the RIA firm that we belong to, and they're in charge of our compliance.
And that kind of gives us a second set of eyes to not only make sure we're in compliance, but also make sure all the T's are crossed and I's are dotted. It's just a way of kind of an added layer of protection for you as the client.
Yeah, and us as an advisor too.
Sure. We want to make sure we're doing
human,
it right.
We're human, and we want to make sure that we don't make any unnecessary mistakes. So we go through the investment planning statement, and then I like to deliver just a 1-page financial plan. It's just a basic 1-page bulleted big picture ideas. So the client, when they leave our office, they can take that 1-page plan with them and they understand the different moving parts, the fees, and what we're really trying to accomplish that year with them when it comes to their financial plan. And I always say it doesn't do any good to have a 3-inch binder full of all sorts of charts and graphs and things if you don't understand what your plan is. Those things often end up on the bookshelf and collect dust, and no one ever picks them up again.
And that's one of the things I like too, is not only do you get the big detailed plan, but that's brought down into a concise, nice format where you can look at that one page and you can hand that to your significant other or your kids or whoever, and then they can get a bird's eye view of what's going on, and then everybody can be on the same page.
Yep. Keep it simple, right? Keep it simple. The KISS theory. And our clients really appreciate that. A lot of them aren't super savvy investors.
Sure.
This isn't in their wheelhouse, but they do appreciate having something that they can articulate and ask questions about.
Right.
When they walk out the door, our goal is for them to really understand.
Absolutely.
Then we know we've done a great job on that delivery phase. And usually what we'll have clients after we bring them on and we've transitioned assets and got things reinvested, we'll have them come back in a month or two later and just do a refresher, right? We'll pull out that one-page financial plan, their investment planning statement.
And we're going over the concerns and priorities on a regular basis on that, as well as 3 months or 6 months down the road, because life changes and there might be some small adjustments here and there over the course of time, and that goes back to those puzzle pieces.
A lot of our clients, one of their major concerns is a large market drop, right?
Sure.
And so we'll show them, well, that was one of your big concerns. Here's how we addressed it and fixed it. So using this portfolio model or this product here to lower your risk and kind of move that from being a number one top priority or concern to a 2 or a 3 on the scale. That's really what it's all about. Our goal is to turn those 1s on the concerns and priorities worksheet into 3s ultimately one day. And
we want our clients to be sleeping well at night, not worried at all about their money, and then give them permission to go and spend it as well, right?
Absolutely.
That's really what our goal is, to give you permission to spend your money.
I would say I have a large percentage of clients that are worried that one of their top concerns is, do I have enough money?
Right.
So, I'm not going to outlive my money in retirement. And I think that's where I find a lot of joy from this job is pulling up their financial plans. And if they want to go on a vacation for X amount of dollars, we run the numbers in the financial planning software and we talk about pros and cons, but ultimately they get to see how it may not have a huge impact on their overall plan and go spend that money, or you need to spend that
vacation or buy that car or whatever it is, right? Go and have fun, enjoy the fruits of your labor, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I love the delivery meetings, the third and final stage of bringing on new clients, and it's a chance to really go a little bit deeper into the investments, the logic behind why we picked these certain models, why we chose this product, and how it goes back to addressing their concerns and priorities. So
absolutely.
All right. I think after these 3 episodes, we've given everyone a pretty good idea of what it looks like to go through our process. And we're going to have many more podcast episodes coming out in the future, and just look forward to having more discussions about the topics you're most concerned about.
Absolutely. Thanks for watching, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to the Retirement Planning Podcast. We hope we inspired you to make changes so you can live your best life. If you want to find out more about what we do, or if you want to have a holistic wealth and health financial plan, please visit our website. Please subscribe to the podcast and share it widely with your friends and family. Financial planning and advisory services are offered through Prosperity Capital Advisors. PCA is an SEC registered investment advisor with its principal place of business in the state of Ohio. Evergreen Wealth Advisors and PCA are separate non-affiliated entities. PCA does not provide tax or legal advice. Insurance offered through Evergreen Wealth Advisors are not affiliated with PCA. Information received from this podcast should not be viewed as individual investment advice. Product discussions and illustrations are hypothetical in nature and will vary based on many factors, including but not limited to age, health, product, insurance carrier, and product design. You should consult the insurance carrier website and policy for detailed information pertaining to the registration status of PCA. Please contact the firm or refer to the Investment Advisor Public Discourse website disclosure statement as set forth on Form ADV from PCA using the contact information herein. Please read the discourse statement carefully before you invest or send money.